Hello, hello. I don't think anyone's here yet, but there you are. Hey, Bubba. Last minute stream. There's a mic here. Hey, Mike. I did take that little orb. I front ran it a little bit because there's that magic level there. So I kind of like shorted that magic level around the midline of that orb. And it going right to there. So I was kind of thinking, I thought we were going to like do a little, what's it called? Fake out below here. Probably should have tried to milk that a little bit better, but I was a little distracted by all that ICT stuff. Stop with that weird zoom on that. So what are y'all trading today? Now that I don't have people talking to me the whole time, I have to turn my music back on. I think Rage Against the Machine's a bit much right now. Let's find something different. There we go. Got an MNQ trader. I'll try the NASDAQ too, but it's usually when I'm looking for a bigger move than I can get on ES. And right now ES has been giving me plenty. So I haven't been messing with NASDAQ as much. I have a little bracket that I was messing with to try to trail some of these NASDAQ moves, but I've just been messing with it in sim. It's not quite tuned yet. That's what, like, he opened with, yeah, so ICT is this guy who like thinks that there's, you know, a master algorithm, and I didn't want to be rude, but I was like what? Whew. Couldn't believe he led with that, but the word definitely spreads when anybody starts talking about ICT online. I was too. I think he saw me like about to crack up. It was like, it's okay, I'll handle this. We had kind of chatted about it before. It was like, it's an ICT guy. I'm like, what do you think about ICT? But the problem is he's such a character. Like, you can't just talk about ICT without talking about the whole situation. The thing is, I can't even listen to an ICT video because it's like five minutes of content surrounded by 55 minutes of bitching and crying, and everyone's challenging me. Well, of course they're challenging you because all you do is talk shit. Find a new hobby if you don't want anyone to challenge you. But yeah, I'm not meaning to neglect having my own stream. I just have to find kind of a new vibe for it. But we're not going to do Fireside Fridays tomorrow because of the market being closed. Doesn't really make sense. So I thought I would pop on today. I'm mostly just chilling because I took that little short, and then I've been focused. It's Boba's fault. He's got me distracted with some option strategies this week. So I'm actually just checking on that one here. Looks like it's ready. It's just chilling. Well, we're coming up to the London close. I don't really usually like trading it on Fridays, and today is kind of a Friday. But what I was hoping it was going to do is kind of get into this range that it's kind of getting into. If we're going to be choppy, then we're going to stay in a range, and we're kind of getting up towards these highs at 53.40. I have that marked as pre-market low, but that was pre-market low from yesterday. I just didn't change it. This Condor better be a money-making machine. I've got ideas for it because I run several different accounts. Because I kind of figured out that if you kind of spread your funds out a little bit, you can take money for yourself, you can take money for LLCs, and if you have a trust or something, you can trade for your LLC. And it's all under you, so it's still not like professional. So here we are, like rejecting that a little bit early. But look at this just clear range that we're forming here. And NASDAQ, because it doesn't have all my markup on it, is just, this is part of why I don't mark up my NASDAQ chart sometimes. I like just having something really clean. So between the magic levels and the VWAPs, it's just easy peasy lemon squeezy. The nice thing about the option strategies is you can scale them up too. I was testing that a little bit. I didn't send that to you yet because I was on the wrong computer to get Discord, I think. But I was playing with using 10% of an account. This is like per strategy. So what I'm talking about, I'm going to catch everyone up. So it's like if you're using a bot to run a strategy, then you start thinking about how you're going to allocate it. And then I was thinking if it's running 10% of the account and always running 10% of the account, how it scales. And that was kind of cool too. So that's one of the things I used to play with when I was first testing all those option strategies, is running it in really, well, I was testing it in 2 different accounts. So one would be one that you take withdrawals from as an income account, and then the other one you don't take withdrawals from, and that's the compounding account. I was trying to play with some other time frames, but that one that we're working on right now is the best drawdown. Hunter posted the earnings. We got a big week coming up. Hopefully they release some more ways to test those trailing stops too, because there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And I don't have a good way to back test this stuff either. Some of it I was just literally live trading in the, well, not live, but I was playback trading it. So I would go look up the report to see the days that the stop would hit. And then I would go live trade it, because you can pause and then get the right fill and everything. And you just watch it. Like I would print out the charts for each strike to kind of watch how they move. It's very time consuming. I've been trying to find some scripts to kind of help manage that. I was also thinking I want to start taking some suggestions for chart of the day, because my ideas are going to kind of be always tech and probably some meme and general stuff. But I know other people have little sectors that they watch, and you might have some good ideas. But we do have Tesla earnings coming up, so that'll be one next week. What else do we have? Valero, Intel. Intel's kind of a crazy one that could go either way. Chipotle. Should be Tesla and Chipotle, the headline, because those are the ones that have good options. Well, that'll be the test, right? See if the earnings shake. That's probably part of what we're kind of waiting for. I've pointed this out a few times, but first time on my stream this week, this is very clearly a consolidation pattern here. I don't really care what you call it. It could be a pendant if you trend line the wicks, but I mean, in general, it's like a bull flag consolidation pattern. There's very clear support here because these are the wicks where price was reaching up and then kept rejecting off of, and now every single time we've gone below that 5,300, it's been bought back up. So far, we'll see how that works out with all these earnings. I own Verizon, so I just hold it anyway. I'm not going to mess with it around earnings, but it's a dividend stock. And it was on my I just had orders sitting out for when things went down. So I've just kind of picked up a few of them. I got dividends for a couple things this week, it looks like. I don't know, there's a lot going on in this account right now. Meta and Google. Yeah, Google's one that I was buying too. That one looked good. Meta has been ridiculously strong. The crazy thing about the Netflix earnings is so they're reporting after hours, but the market's closed tomorrow. So you'll either be hanging on to that winner or loser all weekend if you try to play it. I was gonna look at the Netflix option chain again. I know this mouse is making noise too, so like some of this clunking is this gaming mouse I'm having to use. I'm going to the Apple Store shortly. Yeah, the volume on the 1,000 calls is still kind of crazy. They're expensive. $30 for the 1,000 calls for next week. And then the 50s were the other ones. Those ones aren't as active today. I think people are just holding those. Oh, there's one way up there, the 1100s. The 1100s have more open interest and more volume. Yeah. So for $30 on options, because that, you know, it's $3,000 a lot there. Nah, nah, brah. Let's get that one out. The 1100s are $6, but that would be a pretty massive move. Very boring. I left you on the daily chart. Sorry. My tinfoil hat is kind of hot, if I'm honest, y'all. It's okay. Here comes that little reject. Yeah, we failed to get the higher high there. It's kind of hard to see on my other chart here. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna actually run some stats on rejecting the opening range breakout levels. I just haven't had a chance yet. They've been keeping me busy getting organized over at my funded TV thing. But that's been fun. Skunk ape. Alrighty. I was checking to make sure it's still morning everywhere in the United States anywhere. Anyway, good morning. We're right at the London close now. Market still kind of looks heavy though. We'll see. I don't think it's really going anywhere yet today. But I don't remember if I asked you if you do pin trades, like the butterflies where you pin the closing price. I used to run those too. I haven't done those in a while. Yeah. I was kind of looking around at where stuff is right now too, because I don't know if it's going to move much after this. Used to run a monthly. That sounds scary right now. When we first kind of branched off into the group that became the trading Discord, or the trading ranch Discord, I was doing a lot of butterflies, like a lot of iron condors and a lot of butterflies. But futures has been pretty fun, especially when I wanted to kind of do some streaming. It's not very exciting to stream iron condors, so it's more fun to trade futures when streaming. I think just swinging, like those long trades just make me nervous. Like I would rather not roll something. I would rather just have it win or lose. And I think probably comes from my roots being a 0 DTE trader. Or as I used to call it, 0 DTE ho. I think I always pictured day trading as just getting in and getting out and not managing all this stuff. And I know that part of it is DCAing into holdings and things like that, but eh. Boring. Even Ninja Trader, or not Ninja Trader, Interactive Brokers even has some things built, some tools built in to do that. You can set your, aside from just limit orders, you can set little DCA programs that they have already built in. I haven't messed with them that much. I'm rather basic B lately, so I just set my limit orders where I want, like what I was mentioning earlier when buying Verizon, just because I wanted to hold it. I was trying to make some smart choices when we were there at the top. Then, you know, when you're feeling really good, like I would like to show everyone my profits right now, my massive account gain on the year. That's when you know you have to book some stuff. So Interactive Brokers does absolutely look like crap from the 90s, and everything does, unless you're on just brand new stuff like Trade of 8 and Tasty. You like Tastyworks though, don't you? Tastyworks is beautiful. So I gave in. It's like if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing. I wish I could design my own trading platform. It would be beautiful, of course. It would be very functional. It would be easy to use, not 17 clicks to pull up option contracts and crap. But nobody's asked me, so but so I gave in. So I'm using Interactive Brokers, which is clunky and old, and I'm using Ninja Trader, which is clunky and old. But they're also both really powerful. I mean, their focus has always been on the back end over the front end. Hey, peace. Well, welcome. Tom's a character. Tom is my favorite for if you just need some good gain or loss porn, you just go look at what Tom's been trading. I mean, he trades with some size. I still don't totally understand his trades. I guess I just haven't paid attention for him to explain them all, but I like how he has that real systematic approach where it's like the set time, the setup. But then somehow, whenever I've watched him, he always seems to be trading on vibes. It's kind of wild. I like how he cuts through bullshit, though. There's a lot of bullshit on the internet about trading. Trying to get more videos out too, so I've just been busy with a bunch of projects. That's why my videos tend to kind of come out in spurts, but yeah, I got the Discord link. I don't have Tom Hogard balls. That's what it is. There's the Discord link. And I'll do my job, Boba. Don't forget to hit that, or no, you gotta smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button too, of course. I mean, I feel like a little pussycat when I'm watching Tom trade, because I still like the slightest little like I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. Like I'm back in micros. I've been having, my goal for this year was to size up, which was an interesting time to decide to try to leverage up, because now all of a sudden we're getting these huge ranges on the day, and I'm still trying to. I'm just kind of looking at it from the approach of like getting some more prop accounts going and using the copy trader and putting some more leverage on that way. It's a little bit of a crutch, I will admit, but ooh, K-Pack's here. Yeah, no balls on this Barbie. But what was it? I don't know if Hunter's here. He was calling on my chest balls or something. Leave it to Hunter to be inappropriate. Well, one of the things that I'm trying to do, so this Iron Condor we've been talking about, I'm going to try to get signals going for it. And I have my other one down right now, but I'm going to start retesting that one now that I have this bot thing going again. These SPX bots are hard. I forgot all the little nuances. So I was thinking, like, London's just, they don't give a shit. This is such a weird holiday weekend because a lot of times I mentioned this on the other stream, but Monday is usually the holiday day, not Friday. And so our 4-day weeks are usually a Friday, and it kind of like, I don't know, it makes more sense because the whole world's in agreement that, yeah, we're off, but. And I know some places, well, some schools around here are taking a like 4-day weekend instead of a 3-day weekend. We'll see. Yeah, we're just staying in the range, being boring. That's okay. You know, all you needed today was actually the orb and the fire lines level. This should be the fire lines level. Let me turn it on. This where we actually went down to. I was watching this one as a wick or swing low. Where is it from? I was wondering where it was from earlier. Oh, this is a level that we keep hitting. Let me put it on over here. There we go. That's where we ended up. So these are 5-minute candles. Low there, high there. So that was our orb. That's why I figured this might just kind of be a hangout session, but that's okay. I had time today. I'm resisting coding because I've been doing a lot of it. I have to cleanse my brain of coding mode sometimes. Otherwise I just start getting antsy and frustrated like But it is very, very much looking like we're gonna have an inside day. Where's the daily? I'm gonna pull that up again. So there's yesterday. This is what I was talking about. It just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So next week should have some excitement, even if we just kind of end up in a walk up. What do we have next week? Nothing really interesting Monday or Tuesday. Wow, it's kind of a slow week. We could end up in like a walk up that triggers a squeeze or a capitulation. But we don't have a lot of catalysts. Or we could just wait for Trump to tweet. There's that too. I've pointed this out before, but a lot of the times they will drop the kind of worst news on Friday because then everyone has the weekend to forget about it. And so we don't have that effect today, but we could potentially have that effect into Sunday, the Sunday open. We shall see. The mower is really trying to roll this thing up here. It's kind of crazy. I don't know about that, bro. This is choppy, choppy, choppy. Yeah, this is a big level here. A lot of the times when the market doesn't have anywhere to go, it just glues to these big levels. It makes sense because I just kind of imagine a bunch of people seeing that as either an entry or an exit. I'm going to kind of treat today like a Friday too. I'm going to try to not work so much. I'm going to end up watching this afternoon trade, but we'll see. Frenchie's already snoring. Sun's not out yet, but we can heat up the hot tub anyway. I actually prefer when it's not. Do y'all have anything cool going on for the weekend? Any travels? I actually like to go to the beach. Usually, is this the same person on Discord as in the thing that's in Texas? Tell me if you're in Texas at the Gulf Coast. So we used to stay in Rockport all the time, but when Rockport got hit by the hurricane, actually the house we usually rent is fine, but a lot of the other stuff that we go to wasn't. So I kind of found this other area on Port Aransas that we tend to go down to and stay. And the last couple Easters we've gone down there. That's actually really fun. Easter at the beach. Last year I brought the dogs and everything. It was fun. We got too much. We're dodging, like it's in the middle of travel that I have to do for kids stuff, so it just doesn't make sense. I'm like getting overdue for a beach trip though. It's gonna happen soon. Haven't been since New Year's. Got softball, yeah, softball all day Saturday. You know what I was wondering, Boba? Like, does the Iron Condor get entered early today? It's literally what I was looking at. It's already like where it normally is. that would be, even if you take it wide. Oh, I don't have strategy on. Like, why is my condor not building? Because you're doing it wrong. Okay. Even if I go out a little, like one tick wider. Just to give it a little bit of extra time cushion. It's skewed. Yeah, we got a little bit more room down. So 15 plus 30 is 45. Right now it's just slightly hot. Right now it's got like $1,300 on it. Interesting. The risk rewards on it is pretty decent right now too. I actually went to the 35 put delta. So 35 delta on the put, 30 delta on the call, 30 wide. You got better than I did. But did you go closer in? Did you do the 40? I gave the put a little bit more room. Alrighty, let's make a little bit of money. I can still run my bot in sim. Oh, you went closer in than I did. Typical. Right in the middle of mine right now. We really do have a dry week next week. It'll probably be a good week to be busy with some other stuff. Have I ever called an iron condor live on YouTube? I don't know. So, how would you recommend a beginner start trading the futures market? I have some experience with options, but want to trade futures as well. So, I came from trading SPX 0 DTEs, so the leverage and the quick little moves made a lot of sense to me. I would kind of think they're similar to that, but they do move more cleanly. So the wonderful thing is there's no theta and all that kind of thing. So what I initially did is I would just paper trade on a chart that I already had up. So I trade on other brokers. I don't trade on TradingView. So I was just using their paper trading to just do little buys and sells. Since I was an SPX trader, it was real natural to trade ES. But if you like trading the Qs or something like that, then NASDAQ will be real natural. So I would just kind of get a feel for it. I would just try to look for kind of the same plays and get a feel for what that was on futures. And I did that for a really long time. I just didn't take it seriously. I would enter my options trade and then just dick around on my futures chart. But then I started to kind of like it. So I just opened up a really small account, and it was initially like $500. I found that kind of boring. So I ended up adding a little bit more. I think I ended up with around $2,000 to actually start with. But you can start with something really low with 500 if you're trading the micros. It's just, especially at the time, we weren't getting these big wide ranges, and so trading the micros was like going for $20 a day. It was really boring. These days, I mean, I had a micro runner on ES the other day that got like $300 or $400, just that one contract. So it's been kind of crazy. Very different environment. So you can definitely get away with that these days, just using that tiny bit of leverage. So with my broker, my futures broker, I use NinjaTrader, 𝗕𝗏𝗁. They're the same company, and then you can log on to both software. So I started with 𝗕𝗏𝗁 because it's a lot more simple, and then now I use NinjaTrader. But where was I going with that? I got distracted by this trade a little bit. That's where I was just taking little tiny trades with the micros. So with the MESs, you only need $50 a margin. You have to account for drawdown too, but they're only needing you to have $50 of account to actually get into that. And then with the MNQs, the micro NASDAQs, they're $100. But I just kind of graduated myself from, once I kind of had a feel and understood the buy and sell process and paper, then I graduated to a little tiny account. I know a lot of people start, or they kind of bridge that gap between using their own money and paper by using the prop firms. I would just say really make sure you actually have a strategy, because a lot of people start trading the prop firms before they actually have a strategy or a system, and just trying to fly by the seat of your pants. And I think everybody kind of gets short-sighted, like, I just need the funded account. Once I have the funded account, then I can get paid. But you still have to know how to trade once you get to the funded account, or it's not going to do you any good. You'll lose money because you've either paid for the evaluation or the activation. A lot of the prop firms have those. It's a really cheap buy-in. It's really cheap to get the evaluation, but then you have a big activation fee. So on Apex, it's at least $150 once you pass your evaluation for the honor of getting into your funded account. So you're still paying them. So that's why I kind of like the approach that I took, where I just had a little tiny small personal account, because it kept me from taking bullshit trades where it was just like, oh, if I just earn the account, I just want to earn the account, because that becomes your like pin focus, or that's all you want, is to earn that account. Once I earn that account, then I'm going to be a real trader, then I'm going to do this. And doesn't really work out that well. I've wasted money on prop accounts too, so I mean, I speak from experience here. What did I just lose connection to? Something. That's all right. I'm not trading that account anymore today. I haven't been real focused on futures right now, or just this week, just because I've had all these other things that I'm working on. But the nice thing about futures and the fact that we have the prop accounts is, once you do have a system and a plan and everything, it's a nice way to kind of get some extra leverage. It's just, so many people put the cart before the horse. So I don't want to be one of those people that's like, get a prop firm, when I think that you should get a plan and then a prop firm. Plan, then prop firm. The prop firm is not the plan. See, VIX is going a lot of nowhere too. This thing's just dancing around. Do something, market. Yeah, I'll post a link again if you want to come in the Discord. It's real chill. I will always, I am going to start charging for some things that cost me money, but there's always going to be free chat, free stuff in there. Like the stuff that's there right now should always probably be free. So my plan when I charge for things too is always to make it the things that you would graduate to naturally that you start paying for. So I don't think anyone should have to pay for the basics. I didn't pay for the basic. I'm okay. Well, I did pay for some basics, but I shouldn't have. It was a waste of money because I paid for courses that were just copies of stuff on YouTube, which then you feel like a dumbass. So I do post a little update. I watch ES, but I think so. I get ragged on sometimes because I don't trade Nasdaq. Well, I do trade Nasdaq. It's just right now the ranges are so extreme on ES that I don't really need to use it. But the way the volume works on ES, it's a lot more easy for me to kind of understand and analyze some of the things that I like to analyze because I like to look at order flow and volume profile and market profile. And I just find them easier to read on ES. So I'll always chart it. But the NASDAQ, I'll take the fire lines off for a second so you can see this, but and these ones too. Like it's the same shape. And it might be more extreme on one compared to the other, but it's more or less following the same thing because, of course, NASDAQ's super tech heavy, but ES is up there. Well, good morning, afternoon to you too. I'm in Texas. It's still morning here. We are almost to noon, New York. There you go, in New York. Of course, I'm always watching that for my market time. Yeah, I am hungry today. May not make it that long. And since I'm kind of treating this like Friday, I have to get some little ranch work done too. Like we are fully into beekeeping season and I'm already kind of behind. I don't know if y'all have read anything about bees, but last year was a really, really rough year for bees. So I'm trying to like be on the defense this year and be real careful. Um, I have like I have a couple jackets. I don't have like the full suit. I have pants that I never wear, and I have a couple jackets. Although, um, sometimes, well, a lot of the times, like if I'm just doing something quick, I just have like a hat thing, and I might wear a hoodie if I'm or something if I'm concerned. But they're usually pretty chill. Like if they sting, it's usually on your gloves because they're pissed off about or they see that as a threat when you're like when there's like random fingers reaching into their house, but that's normal. It's actually kind of interesting. I usually wear goatskin gloves. I have a hard time finding gloves my size. I have little tiny hands. So they make the yellow goatskin gloves in an extra small, so I get those. They're not beekeeping gloves, they're just like yellow gloves. But and they love to sting that. Sometimes I just wear 2 layers of the like the hospital gloves. What are they called? I forget what those are made out of. But if I wear 2 layers of those, they like never try to sting that. So I'm trying to do something really detailed, and I haven't gotten into this year, but I'll yeah, the what is that? Nitrile. The when I'm doing queen rearing, so I'll split hives and things. So if I need more queens, and sometimes I have to just replace my queens, so I'll do a queen rearing deal. But the market's actually moving a little bit. when I do that, I need to be able to feel stuff, so I'll just do the double layer of gloves. Yeah, we're talking about bees. Well, if the market's doing something exciting, we can trade it. I don't know if there's really a trade left in the futures for me left today. I mean, you can kind of play, this is kind of consolidating, so you can kind of try to play a little break of this. It's just, and we were talking about this on the other stream this morning, how the options, it's OPEX today. So as in option expiration. And I think we forget about that a lot when we're trading the 0DTEs, that the monthlies are really where a lot of the heat from the hedge funds and things are. And when they're doing their iron condors and things and butterflies, they're playing the monthlies because they're, I mean, if you've ever traded spreads, you know, they're kind of weird to get in and out of. You place a limit order, but then the broker has to run their programs to kind of match the different legs of the calls and puts, and it gets kind of weird. But since they're doing volume, like, they have to do that over time. I'm always hoping that Frenchie is not coming through on this microphone. I have two microphones, and I think this one does not play Frenchie noises as well. Hopefully. But yeah, so Sunflower, if you're not familiar, if you're new here, my Discord is called the Trading Ranch because we are indeed pretty chill. I started day trading with one of the Ferrari groups, but there actually turned out to be totally full of shit. The guy who was like live trading every morning was not, and some of the fools he's had going for him, they're just totally bullshitting and stealing trades from other people and stuff. So I wanted to create a space that was definitely not that. And then I found some other spaces where everyone's just yelling all the time and acting like this is supposed to be Wolves of Wall Street every day. It's always a look at me people, but some of them, like, that's their deal. Like, some of them, we were talking about ICT earlier. He's like the most obnoxious example of that. But the way that he makes money, like, his whole deal is just being a character online. He's not making a living trading. That's been really proven, been clear. But he's doing something because he's got all the YouTube following and all the views, and YouTube doesn't pay very well. So he's got to have the numbers in that. Like, if this was just YouTube only, like, y'all would be buying me dinner a couple times a month. Like, yeah, old Ford trucks. I'm also working on an old Ford truck. It's about to get a brake job, like, well, not a normal brake job, an old truck brake job. I keep having the mystery of the vanishing brake fluid for the front brakes. It's like all of a sudden I'll go to stop and it's because it's like the back brakes only. It's like, goddamn, I don't know where it's going. So I got a new master cylinder. They need to be bled anyway. So I was like, well, I'll do a master cylinder, bleed it, and I don't think the lines need to be replaced, but that'll be next, I guess. It's definitely on the front brakes. Although last night I was having to help with the stupid Tesla. But it's to get rid of the Tesla. I've had such a hard time talking him out of that car. Like, but I don't like driving it. It's not fun. This thing's trying to move lower. I'm gonna put my levels back on. Slow ass iron condor right now. Next pop up, it should be good. on 𝗬𝗲 Live. I haven't really watched 𝗬𝗲 Live. Oh, crap. There was that pop. Oh, I didn't get filled. I almost got filled on some shenanigans there. Yeah, I know about brake fluid. I've been very paranoid about where I've been storing it too. This ain't my first rodeo. Wasn't always a fabulous day trader. I wasn't always a finance bro. Do we just have news? L'Oreal just released earnings. That's the only thing I see. Could be a tweet though. I'm always behind on those tweets. I would not say I'm rated G though. I will warn you that. There's time and place, but if it's after hours in the Discord, it is kind of funny because like we kind of joke about it behind the scenes a little bit. It's like someone will mention cleavage or boobies or whatever, and then like 3 new people will leave. But it's meant to be like a group of friends, so we do dork around from time to time. Trades and fun, but I've always thought as trading is I mean, it kind of becomes a whole lifestyle. You've got, and I always talk about how it makes you more disciplined, so you should become more fit and fabulous while you're becoming a finance pro. Yeah. But I don't usually like mention hot tub in the middle of the day. Usually. Welcome, Steve. Boba is like the official hype squad right now. I'm loving that. I'm not good at hyping the crew that much, but redneck dork. It held that. Hang on. He's cool. He's cool, YouTube. Are you mostly trading options on futures or do you trade futures directly? I trade futures directly. I used to trade options on futures, but that's when I was poor and I did not have a 25K account to trade options in. That's part of how I built that up. Because if you don't know, you can trade, if you trade the options on futures, it doesn't count towards a day trade because it's futures product. They also move a little bit wonky. You should research it first because you have to kind of half the values. You'll see what I mean if you go into it. But like if we were in a futures iron condor, we would be getting half the credit. So what the hell are futures options? Okay. Futures are very highly leveraged. So the notional value of one ES is like $250,000. And I need, at my futures broker, because they specialize in futures broker, I need $500 to control that. So for the honor of $500 sitting in my account, I can control $250,000 worth of the stock market. So it's pretty leveraged. So 10 ES points, so that would be equal to like SPX points, is worth $500. And you can scale up and down from there. So if that's a little too heavy for you, for $50 you can control 1/10 of that with the micros. So let's see. I really like trading MES. It also doesn't have the, yeah, we don't have any pattern day trade rule in futures. But same with the futures options. So just like you have options on SPY and SPX and in the Qs, there's options on ES and Q. It's a whole other rodeo. There's very specific reasons that you would use them, and they don't have the great liquidity that you get in SPY and in trading futures. I very specifically used them because I was determined to bootstrap my account and grow it from nothing, which is what I did. I started with $100 account and I wanted it to become a $30,000 account. And then I discovered that you don't need to do any of that crap with futures. So that's okay. Boba, the premium's just not falling off of these suckers right now. I'm getting bored with it. Where's my entry? I'm gonna move my exit up a little bit. I'm ready to fry on this Thursday. What broker do you use to trade options and futures? Yeah, I think it's probably a little early, Bob. I trade options on Interactive Brokers, and I trade futures on Trade-Debate Ninja. The reason that I switched over to NinjaTrader from Trade-Debate, I actually really like Trade-Debate. I think it's really great for new futures traders because it doesn't have any extra crap on it. It just has what you need, and it doesn't have all. Plus, like we were talking about earlier, a lot of these brokers, like Interactive Brokers and NinjaTrader, they both kind of look like they were built in the 90s because they were. But they're very powerful. So the reason I switched over to NinjaTrader is at this point, I'm now connecting multiple brokers. So that includes, you can connect to Interactive Brokers too. It's just more expensive. So I kind of do it a different way these days. But you can connect to all your futures accounts. And if you use prop firms, you can connect all of that all in one place. I think we got to get through lunchtime to get the premium to drop off of these. I need to go pull out. I don't know where my notes are because I have so many notebooks and it's in one of my older ones, but I have all these notes on iron condors and when the premiums hold out. And I do think it's coming up. I think it's usually around, well, my time, 11:20, 11:30. So 12:20, 12:30 New York time. We'll get there. You can trade futures at Interactive Brokers, by the way. I didn't really bring this up, but this is kind of important. Because they're not a specialty futures broker, they charge the full margin, which is completely different than what Ninja needs you to have. So for one ES right now, what are we, 53? I mean, it's going to be like $12,000 to control one ES, or more than that. 14,000? I don't know. It's too much. How often are you live and what time? So I just started the I'm on my funded TV at 9 Eastern, so that's 30 minutes before the market opens. So I'm doing that every single market day now. And I've never had a real regimented schedule here on my channel. But my plan is when I have the time, when I don't have to be running anywhere or doing any nonsense, to hop on after that stream. That stream runs for an hour and a half right now, or at least my segment does. So if I take a little break and then pop on over here, I was thinking hopefully we can start catching the London close trade. There can be a trade that happens then, and just kind of catch up, see what's going for a little bit. Yeah, so in general, a lot of the brokers that offer options and stocks and futures are going to use the full CME margin. They'll also let you hold overnight though. So that's part of the difference. When you're trading with a discount broker like Trade-Debate, you can't hold, or you can hold overnight, With the prop firms, you can't, but that's because they're using this leverage, and I'll explain that. So if you hold overnight, it switches to the full CME leverage, which is what Interactive Brokers and Thinkorswim and Tasty and basically everybody who offers multiple things that you can trade will do it that way. But these brokers that specialize in futures, they're only using that when for that brief little period where we switch over overnight. So it's what time I always know what times things happen here. So it's from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, so market time. We have settlement where the market's closed for an hour, and over that period, the discount brokers use that same big margin. So you can hold overnight, but it's the same as if you were to hold overnight with one of the other brokers that doesn't have the special rates. Your Tasty is, yeah. I like Tasty. I've actually, I do a lot of research, even though I don't have an account funded there. I do have an account. Are we bouncing off the orb level? Let me go look at that. Even though I don't have an account at Tasty, I use their tools for analyzing options a lot. So, sometime soon, I just have to make sure, because I have kids and because school is ending, they just keep saying this, like, oh, by the way, come to this concert on Thursday. Your kid is being honored. Like, you couldn't have told me that a month ago? No, couldn't. Anyway, I don't want to break out of this in a condor boba. I'm watching this thing. It's on watch. We got to hold below it. But yeah, one of these days I'm gonna do my class on option spreads, and it's kind of long. It's like an hour long, and I don't know. I don't know what y'all know and what you don't know. So what I was thinking is I would just do it live. You can walk away from the screen at any time. It gets frustrating though. Sometimes it's like, God, you need that right now. Come on, man. Marcus got a good setting up. That's why I'm working on all these bots so much. And everyone tries to rush me on my bots. Don't rush me on my bots. If I'm not using it, you don't want to use it. But my goal is, so I'm always studying. And I think people get frustrated on how slow I am sometimes. It's because I actually study. So as an example, everyone recently has put out videos on the opening range breakout trade. It's like the cool hip thing to do right now. I've been working on one too, but what happened is I went to go tell you how often the opening range breakout works. In order to do that, I had to go back test it, and I back tested it manually, and I back tested it using a script. And it very much depends if the opening range breakout will work or not. There's a lot of things that it depends on. And what I actually found is that a lot of days, like today, it works to just use it as kind of a level and potentially even a rejection level, because that's where we are. So our opening range high is right at this pink level too. So, I mean, we've had multiple rejections off of it today. So if you stop thinking of it just as a breakout level and start thinking of it as just an intraday level, it gets real nice. Come on. VIX is working down to 30. Hopefully it'll bounce off of that. This iron condor is boring. I don't like this time. What were we thinking? But that's what got me kind of working on some of this time-based stuff again too, because I've always been interested in the different times a day that things happen, because it's not a master algorithm, Crazy Mike. It's not a master algorithm. It's because there's schedules around the world in the global markets, and things open and close, and that's when people are doing their business. So if you pay attention to those times, it's not an algorithm. It's when the London market opens and closes. It's when the Asian markets open and close. But those are really good times to run, to specifically try to run strategies. That was wild today on the MyFunded stream when all of a sudden somebody's from ICT comes on. It's like chat goes crazy. Everything's wild. There's just no chill in that crowd. If I knew he was going to open with the algorithm stuff, I would have had my hat closer to me. Oh, more news. President Trump says he is very confident on trade deal with EU moving along very well. He will make a very good deal with China. I don't like that for the call side of this. Yeah, market's going to try to bounce on this. It's always that afternoon news, Bob. What else we got? President Trump hosts Italian Prime Minister at the White House live right now. Prime Minister says, I'm sure we will make a deal on tariffs. We'll invite the U.S. President Trump to Italy. I do not want to be in this shit while we're doing this shit. I'm going to be honest. I'm try to do a graceful exit here. Keep coming down. Where am I in at? Yeah. You know, one of the problems with Trader Workstation, I'm forever drawing random little lines on my chart instead of moving my orders. It's probably me being a dumbass, but it definitely happens. Come on. Give me a little, well, we need the market to do a down pump. Yeah, this Trump thing's crazy. Sunflower sells out of the money strangles. Ooh. What do you base your volatility on? Are you using VIX? Sunflower is definitely invited to the club. I think we're about to get a new nerdy chat room in the Discord. Because here's the cool thing about the option strategies. A lot of them are very programmable. And then you just set it and forget it. Every futures bot that I've programmed so far, I definitely like to turn off and on. I'm waiting for the conditions to be right for it, for that particular setup. Yeah, VIX. Okay. An implied vol. So what are you watching for on VIX? Do you have like set levels, or is it moving averages? Or I've been trying to figure that out, because like right now I feel like you would have to kind of set those levels. Right now we obviously have this range that the VIX is in. I'm almost out of this condor. Just give me one more red candle. When's this one ending? This 5 minutes about to end. It is kind of holding below this 40 level, which was the pre-market low from yesterday. I'm just tired of it. It might still work out. I'm just literally freaking bored and over it. No, I wanted a red one. So close to getting me out. We were $40 away from the graceful exit. Will this one do it? Take my order. I mean programmable as in I could automate it in a bot. I've been getting so nerdy lately, y'all have no idea. I've been working on futures bots, and I kind of took a break from them because Boba distracted me with his Iron Condor, which was very similar but different time to an Iron Condor that I had already mostly programmed but was getting frustrated with a while ago. So there's a new bot in town. My goal is for next week to get it posting its trades in the Discord. It didn't hit my order though. Might be being a dick for a tick and have to take a less graceful exit. We'll see. It was so close. I probably should have just taken that. I'm just gonna move this again. Mercy, market, mercy. This is why we don't enter untested condors. See if this is working today. Yep, all done with that. Took a scratch instead of a break even, that's all right. Oh, see, I'm too tired to be trading on this on Fake Friday, Faux Friday. I just don't like how see the mill rolls kind of, I don't know. This is actually getting messy. I have mixed signals all over the place. Very, very mixed. The mill roll's trying to roll up and it's been holding above 0, but the volume delta's crap right now. It probably is just gonna chop. But I don't have patience for it. You know it's been taking off while we're sitting here watching this. Look at that baby go. Beautiful breakout. Oh, that was classic. Ah. I need to come up with some alerts for stuff like that. Look at that. Oh, that was beautiful. Clean break through that. Came back and retested down and took off. Hunter, you have arrived. Hunter, would you say that I'm G-rated? I like your emote. I gotta use my emotes too. How do I do this? I got a raccoon. Okay, last year anything VIX over 1520 was fine. Yeah, this has been kind of different. I think I was kind of originally thinking the 20 level earlier too, but then Trump started with his tariff stuff, and that might have moved all the way up to 30 for me. That's why I've been watching. How I'll pull this up. I'll pull it up over here, or just messing my chart up all over the place, so it's fine. Let me turn these levels off. Because there's just like this really clear consolidation area right here, and it's like from 30 to 35. So we don't deal with 20 anymore. We're done with 20. Where's Dolly? Cleavage Dolly? I moved Dolly, yeah. Cause now we've got more. We've got the horse. I forgot what I named him. His name says it's Labrador. He's from France though. And then I found this other one in my attic. It's pretty sweet. It's random shit on my wall. It works. I have some things I want to add, but some of it involves a building project, and I guess I'm a project addict because I do too many. So I actually had someone texting me for something I needed to do. Hello, Pine Tree Trader. Pine Tree. Is that where you live? There could be a lot of places with pine trees, but not here. She must be in the mountains somewhere. That was really funny. So when I had the Dolly Parton picture behind me, I got this comment, and I didn't end up leaving it up. I didn't want to glorify it, but I did take screenshots. This guy with 29 subscribers had a whole bunch of advice for me. And one of the pieces of advice was to get that horrendous, hideous picture of myself off the back of my wall. And it was a picture of Dolly Parton, actually. And he was very offended because of the cleavage. And I was like, thank you for thinking that I could have Dolly Parton level cleavage, first of all. Oh, thank you for Rob has arrived. Thanks for noticing the hat. I was talking about ICT a little bit. Yeah. We're just chilling. That's like, you can't be offended by Dolly, and the cleavage is kind of part of her outfit. But yeah, Dolly is the queen. And thanks to the guy for all of the advice who thought that I could have Dolly Parton cleavage. All right, I'm gonna fix these charts. These are weird now. Because we're not trading crude, even though I wish I had. I really wasn't even watching that, but I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up a chart for this. I've got a spot. Crude's getting a chart back. If it makes a clean move like that, you can have a chart, buddy. Okay, I'm glad that I bailed from the Condor right now. Where is it now? 15.5, down 200 bucks. Took the graceful exit. Ooh, Maine. I can see pine cones in Maine. Oof, there goes that Condor. Called that exit. Glad I'm not in that. All right. Should I be in a breakout right now? No. There's no reason to be in a breakout here. Well, there was actually the 40 level. That's not totally true. I'm on the wrong chart. But it is just the pre-market low from yesterday, so it's not like a major level. Oh, but we have the whatchamacallit. Don't get mad at me, Rob. The inflection point. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The inflection. I'm so brain farty today. They've been getting me up 30 minutes early to do the other show. I'm still adjusting. I'm having my own little daylight savings time situation. Yeah, this is a breakout point. We do kind of have a play. Man, I wish it wasn't lunchtime on Faux Friday. If y'all are brave, you can see this inflection point play. I'll zoom in. We got the 5-minute working on it. The little caution is NASDAQ is technically in its whatchamacallit. See, I just don't have any words today. In the abattoir. But that could kind of be a target, is when NASDAQ gets to that point. We might be up around this other level that I didn't mark. That's the that's another pre-market low, because I keep kind of watching those pre-market lows have been very playable this week. So that was Tuesday's pre-market low up here at 53.67. We'll see. Nothing yet. So it's either going to reject or break off of this inflection point line in the sand level. It is. It's blocking my connection to the satellites. I'm not a real person. I'm a robot. Okay, inflection point has caught it for now. I'm kind of surprised we're popping this high, actually, because the volume sucks. We had volume on this little uptick, but that's when we got that news about Trump talking about stuff. Yeah, those are decent. 15 to 30,000 on the 5 minutes. There it is. Now we're gonna relax about whatever Trump said about blah 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 tariff. Tariff blah blah blah. Bibbidi blah blah. They're the bestest tariffs. They have the greatest numbers. This hat is also my hater blocker. That's why I originally made it. You gotta get your hater blocker on if you talk about the man, the myth, the psycho. That was really funny. If y'all didn't watch that, you need to go back and watch when the ICT guy came on to my funded TV this morning. And I don't know, does it show how many people were on the stream at the time too? I was trying to watch it. There was a lot going on, but it just surged. I was thinking old Mikey himself might have tweeted, but I don't think it was him. I have him blocked on my Twitter, so I had to go look on my other one. Yeah. One of the screenshots they sent was like 3.6K. I think it even went over that at a point. We're like, if we get 1,000, we'll give away more accounts or whatever the codes were. ICT is I can't trade. He calls himself Inner Circle Trader. He's a paper trader lunatic. So his videos, I'll save you some time. His videos are all at least an hour long. And I listen to videos on 1.5 to 2x, and I still can't stand it because the content is 5 minutes and it's wrong or bullshit or fluff. And then the rest of it is him telling you, or like trying to defend himself because all these guys are saying he's fake. And all of these guys, like, he could out-trade them any day. And, like, the whole basic thing, the shtick is, he doesn't live trade. He, paper trades are hindsight trades. And he has entered trading competitions and been destroyed, like, time after time after time. But his deal is talking shit online because he can't make money trading. So then you go watch his YouTube and, like, fall into all of his bullshit. And, He has admitted to being mentally ill. I was trying to find it now because I was going to post that, but he's a nut. So you should know about him, but don't take him seriously. Plus, all of his stuff is none of it's original. He made up some fun little names for it, but like the fair value gaps, those are the way that I originally learned a fair value gap is a volume imbalance. And that was from traders from long before old Crazy Mike. So that condor is still not back. It looks like it might be here in a little bit though. I'm over it. Too early for a condor. You don't have to worry about me taking things too seriously. It's not fun that way. I choose fun. Well, I don't know how much longer I'm going to go, y'all. I'm hungry. What do you want? You want 20 more minutes? That's the max I will do. I don't know what else we're looking for at this point. We're just hanging out at this point. There might be more trucker B talk in there. But it would be nice to have brakes. I keep saying I'm going to get a new rear bumper, but all these other things keep coming up. I was about to order a new steering gearbox, and then I ended up ordering a new master cylinder because that situation. I do know that once I shut down for the day, it's going to be probably a pretty hard stop. I've been working pretty hard this week because I knew we weren't going to have Friday, and since we're not going out of town, my kids have grown. I'm going to take them shopping. I'm not going to make them go to school naked. I guess that's not allowed these days. Not for girls, anyway. I don't think they care what the boys do. What kind of puppy you got? There's dogs running around here everywhere. I let them in now. I don't let them in during the morning stream, but they're in here now and they're all crashed out. One of them's useful. Ooh, a golden doodle. So the dog that I rescued used to live with a golden doodle, but she's a bozo and was not getting along being a ranch dog. Now here it is. Now that condor is going to be back. It's almost back to my entry. I don't want to hold stuff when Trump's on about tariffs, though. Yeah, we got the Italian Prime Minister at the White House right now. I love golden retrievers. I want to get one. My daughter wants one too, but it hasn't happened yet. It will happen. I have a Great Pyrenees, and well, she's a Great Pyrenees mix. She's also got some Australian Shepherd, and she kind of reminds me of a golden retriever sometimes. She will kind of roam like a Great Pyrenees, but she doesn't go as far because she's also got a little bit of that Velcro. But she's just a sweet girl. She just wants everyone to be happy. Yeah, this is choppy. This is really hard to trade futures. This has been my focus right now, is just trying to get those reliable trades done. Because I will get distracted too. I get distracted by shiny things like everybody else. I'm making y'all look at my messy chart, and I'm looking at my clean one. Let's see. Well, it's partly just because we're in that whole yellow zone right now, but that's Rob's indication that we're in 𝗕𝗏𝘁𝗶𝗶. Anybody take a short off of that IP? Could have done that, but that's a counter trend trade, so. But there's no trend right now. It's just. Ugh. I'm gonna sign out for lunch. Yeah. Well, turn on notifications, and then you can also, if you want to search for the 𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗏𝐻 TV, they have a specific channel for that, for the 𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗏𝐻 TV, and that's my new morning jam. I'm trying to get into a more disciplined routine, so that kind of helps me out on that front too. I hit the Discord. I'll go ahead and add that again because I have it handy. Well, if it'll send. Oh, I put it in the emotes. It's not gonna have an emote for that. But yeah, that little program they're doing, I guess we had more than Top Step TV earlier today, which was really cool because it just started. The hard launch was yesterday. But I don't know, I think they're doing a cool deal there. They have more people they're bringing on too. Yay, that emote is here. I like this one too. That was really funny on that stream earlier. They're like, oh, we almost hit 1K, and then all of a sudden it was at 6K. Okay, I'll tell you, I don't think they were clear about this because there was just so much talking. The codes on the MyFunded Futures, there was a limited number of them. Sometimes it's not very many. Like sometimes it's 200 and sometimes it's 50. So there's like 50 uses for some of those codes. So that's what was going on, is like the fastest people got them. More ICT guys that don't believe in ICT. Oh my god. Like that was something. It was definitely entertaining. Y'all should suggest some more people. So I want Rob to come on. So I've suggested him. They have a form you can fill out too. I don't know if they have it public or if they're just sending it to us to ask people. But they are looking for special guests. So you can suggest somebody or yourself. They need to separate the reset and the new account. Yeah, I think, okay, well, I will tell you, there's, so Luke, the host, is a temporary host. So hopefully we can get the new host to help explain some of that a little bit better. But he's supposed to be more behind the scenes. So I think it'll only go up from here. And they see all those comments too, and everyone's frustrated with the codes. They see all that. I couldn't keep up with the stream today though, or the chat. It was crazy. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty wild. I'm still trying to figure out the groove with that little educational segment too, because it's shorter than a lot of my thoughts. I think it's a good time frame to introduce topics. So it's just kind of a different little groove, but I'm figuring it out. It's prep work, and so that's kind of the thing, is I have to kind of find that way to get that done efficiently. But it worked out today. I think I was originally thinking I was just gonna like break down some of these larger videos, but I just don't have things organized that way. Like a lot of it, I kind of have little topics that I'll hit, but then it'll kind of end up going a different direction sometimes. So, oh, this market is so boring right now, though. I liked that play we got yesterday. I was gonna keep trailing it too. I ended up protecting it. I guess when we were coming down to that fire line. Is that what happened? I'm gonna look at what I did yesterday because there's nothing else to do here. I was trying to get to the 15-minute. Trading view is just driving me crazy right now. Let me turn off the extra levels. Yeah. That wasn't the one though. I wasn't trading that one. I traded something up here. Found some short. It ended up being nice. Two days ago. Okay. This has been a blur of a week. Yeah, it's that one. Because then I had a level down here. I was watching this. It was basically the orbs. Or it was the orb. I took this break. And it also dumped off of VWAP. I was watching, it held VWAP, held VWAP, held VWAP, and then, because this line would have been different on the 5-minute. The purple one would have been different, but the white ones will be the same. That was a nice one, and I was trailing it down here. I think I ended up getting trailed out. Or Monday too. I took something down here, I thought. I remember taking that. What did we do on Monday? I don't remember what I did here. Oh, that was a good orb one. The orb break. I've actually taken that trade multiple times this week. I'm gonna make a video on it soon. I just wanted to I wanted to finish that research I was doing on it. Cause my video is gonna be different. I'm not like the other girls. Alright, inflection point. What we're gonna do this time. It could break through. We kind of got this little short-term deal going up here. I just don't want to trade this stuff. It's too much effort on a faux Friday. These days are all blending together though, for real. Yeah, just trying to do that little pattern. See how long that one lasts. I hear a kitty cat. Who knows what kind of bullshit's going on out there. I don't have this marked, but this was the other. Well, because I was mentioning the 50s, so I was just kind of thinking the 50s in general. Like, there is a lot in the way for a lazy faux Friday. Could do a walk-up thing here, though. Kind of watching some of this guidance that's coming out of the earnings. I don't think I've really talked about this yet, but the earnings are going to end up being focused on tariffs here too. So it's going to be interesting to see in the guidance like who's being impacted and who's expecting the biggest impact. I was just reading this one. So L'Oreal is talking about how they had built up inventory before. So as long as they have that inventory, it's going to be the everything's fine. It's when they start getting into the new batches of inventory that are going to come in the second half of the quarter from what they're projecting. And the way that the tariffs get reported on is kind of hard. I wish that there was more just this is how tariffs work kind of thing. There's a lot more to it. It's not like if you're buying a $100 pair of Nikes with a 200% tariff that now they cost $200 because it's based on the cost. So if they cost Nike $10 to make, then they're costing them $20 to make. We're on the street as dock workers are not enforcing tariffs yet. That is part of the problem. These systems, a lot of the, I mean, think about it. We're talking about docks. Have you seen docks? They're a little rough. We're not talking about like really beautiful corporate offices with white tie people running around. They may not have the systems in place to really react to this stuff, especially not on the pace that it's happening. A tariff enforcement task. I don't know. Maybe we'll just send some ladies into space on TV and call them astronauts and give everybody something else to complain about. I don't know. This is a really weird world we live in right now. That's why I'm just gonna mind my business. I'm gonna trade my stonks and I'm gonna play with my bees and my chickens and my horses and my truck. I'm gonna mind my business. We're inside the last 5 minutes here, y'all. And this will be the last stream of the week. Because there's no My Funded stream tomorrow since the market's closed and the market's boring. I mean, the futures will be open for a little bit, but I think the futures might be open, but they don't do anything cool for me. I need to be able to see that market volume and stuff for me to get excited about trades. I don't know. I'm all over the place right now. I'm working on iron condors. I'm working on bots. I'm working on day trading strategies. Lots is happening. I'm working on some stuff I haven't shared yet too, but it's been having to take a back seat, so that's why I haven't shared on it. I was just looking at the videos from that thing with the space thing. Yeah, the 230 Iron Condor. I'm excited about that one. Now that my bot finally works properly. I was adding some more stuff into it last night because I forgot about all these nuances you have to program into OptionSpot. Like, you have to tell it to always take the afternoon expirations, because this is a whole longer topic than a few minutes, but there's SPX options that expire in the morning and there's SPX options that expire in the afternoon. For Iron Condor, of course, we want the afternoon ones. I forgot to have that in there, so I got some error and I was like, oh yeah, I know what that is. Put that back in there. But I think I got all that stuff done yesterday. I was going through that other bot that I have that's like 4,000 lines because it's overcomplicated, and trying to make sure I got all those little nuances. I messed with some strategies for those morning expiration ones before. I'll have to try to find some of those. One of them had some promise. I think I still had like a 9% drawdown on it, but it was getting close. I have to think about that too, because like when you run the back test, sometimes you look at those curves like, I wouldn't, that curve looks good, I wouldn't mind that. But then you go like look at the actual trades, it's like, ooh, that lost $4,000 in one day. I think I would be crying or pissed off or something. I'm distracted by my cameras right now. That is probably about time. So that ends my trading for the week too. I'm gonna call that a week. Go start the weekend. But thanks for joining me, y'all. So the plan right now is My Funded Futures TV stream 30 minutes before the open every single day. And then a couple days a week, as time allows, I'll take a break and then hop back on for hopefully the London close trade, which I don't like to take on Fridays, which this is a faux Friday. I keep saying that. So I wasn't really excited about it today, but like on a Tuesday or something, sometimes they have some good movement on them. So I guess that's where that is, and thanks for joining me. See y'all soon.